Good morning. This is the Wild Swan Knit Shawl by Nim Teasdale and Annalise Marigard. This is row 113. We're missing row 112 because I made a few mistakes on row 111. I made right-leaning stitches, left-leaning stitches, and left-leaning stitches, right-leaning stitches, and I had to go back and redo those. So I used row 112 as okay, did I make sure that this was correct after I went back and edited? Do I have enough stitches? Did I drop a stitch? Did I add a stitch? The knit two together and the slip knit, are they on the right side? So I use that as an indicator. So hence, you don't get row 112. Oh well, it's not a big deal. It's just a purl row. Not that you can really see what I'm doing in this video. Anyway, you gotta use what's around you. Okay, so I think it's been a really, really long time since I've done a recording. I make these videos. I record these videos when the day after we play D&D, and then the next following day I do a voice recording. And I do a big batch of them, and then I save them to TikTok and just push them out whenever I can, right? But lately we haven't had D&D, so I haven't even gotten to knitting the shawl at all because I don't have a lot of room on my phone. Also, now it's spring break and you can hear my kids fighting in the background, so today's an actual more quiet day. So I can actually do a voice recording. So it has actually been a little bit since since we did any sort of D&D for this campaign. Oh, and not only that, but a lot of people in our group just couldn't make it for a lot of the days. It's like one person had work, or somebody new coming in. For example, this weekend, my cousin's coming in. And I was going to be like, hey, you want to do it on Saturday or something? And he's like, no, I'm booked on Saturday. And I'm like, well, okay, Sunday evening, I guess. Oh, well. So we're not going to have D&D on Sunday, probably, maybe tonight. I don't know. That's up in the air. It's Thursday today. One of our players doesn't work. Or, like, they work on Friday to Saturday to like 8 o'clock, so it's a long 2 days for him. So yeah, so I think I left off where Aquin and Meliodas switched bodies, and I still can't remember what Meliodas's god is. She didn't write it down, or she did. It's not spelled correctly, so I can't read her writing. It's okay. It's all right. I can't spell either. But they switched bodies, and due to her god, Meliodas thinks it's a good idea to I just lost my words. Oh, I'm so sorry. Have coitus and see if merging bodies physically will switch them back spiritually, and it did not work. But in the following, when we did play for a little bit, we did get an hour in, and the following session, Meliodas decided to sit down and do a prayer session, and her god sent a vision of what they needed to do in order to get rid of this curse that they're under. Right now, Meliodas is having a bit of a personality identity crisis kind of idea. They're like, we can't do anything. Like, I don't even know how to use your weapons. I can barely use some of my powers. I want to switch back, and I'm completely out of my. I'm completely out of my element, which is really, which suits the. Which suits the mood. I just lost my words. Sorry. I'm a little space Casey right now. What else? Okay, so I told you guys, I think, about Gray going, so that's all that happened with Meliodas. Oh, and then Aquin as well. She takes the book that cursed them into the first place. She's like, we could use this. Like, this could be needed. There was a passage in it. It was this trick was made by the Goblin King, and it was signed by said Goblin King. So not only that, but it could be used in some sort of ritual for what was shown to Meliodas. So there's that. Now going back to Gray, I think I said that Gray went into a laboratory, kind of like a little laboratory room or whatnot, and found a box of syringes. Now there's 3 syringes and one's missing, so in total there was 4. A red one, an orange one, and this pretty galaxy sparkly blue one. And he injects half of it into the galaxy looking one into his bloodstream, and then just promptly falls to the floor. In this room there was some documentations, but it looks like majority of it was like pulled out. I think I said that, I'm not sure. Anyways, so after he passes out, he kind of like wakes up into the ethereal plane, and he sees 4 ghosts. One turns around, screams, and it's kind of like this ugly, scary looking, ghostly woman dressed in this dirty white gray dress, tattered, and she like screams and rushes into Gray. The other 3 ghosts turn around and explain that they're dead due to the scientist, that the man in the white cloak, because of him or them, and they want to be set free, and in time they could get a fate. I don't think I said this to Gray, but and maybe I'll play that off that way. Is that now they'll have a favor for them. Some from the ethereal plane, they'll aid Gray if this goes successfully. So Gray has to find this man in this white cloak, and they're like, he looks like you with the plague mask. And so then he wakes up from this, wakes up in a start. Or before that happens, I'm sorry, I forgot. These ghosts rush into him as well then, and then he accepts the deal. There's my kids. And so that, and then Gray wakes up and he feels his spirit is a little bit more heavy, kind of giving off that idea. Nothing really happens with Axe or